All right, in this video, I'm going to show you how to automatically publish short form videos across YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, and LinkedIn using Airtable. So basically what's going to happen here is if you're working with an editor or even if you edit your own videos, all you have to do is simply drop a edited video into a Google Drive folder. That's going to trigger this entire automation, and then it's going to put it into Airtable with a caption already created, and then we're going to just change a status inside of Airtable, and that's going to publish to all of those social media channels. So let's walk through this. So the first thing that we got to do is we got to set up our Airtable. So I'm going to click this little button here to add a new table. I'm going to start from scratch, and I'm just going to build this exactly like we would starting from scratch. So I'm going to call this short form marketing, and then I'm going to click save, and I'm just going to delete all of these fields, and we're going to start from scratch. Okay, and I'm going to delete that, and then so I'm going to rename this first field. I'm going to call this video title, and this is just a single line of text field. I'm going to change this name of this view to be all fields and all data. I like to have at least one view that has all of my fields in there and all of my data in there. So basically views are where you can kind of slice and dice your data however you want to. You can add filters and you can view the data based off of those filters. So I hope that makes sense. So let's add some more fields to this table so we can go ahead and continue. So let's click on a new field, and I'm going to make this a single select, and this is going to be status. The first status I'm going to name is video inbox. This is when a new video comes into your Google Drive. Auto post. This is going to send out the auto post to our social media tool that's going to post it for us. And then we're going to have a scheduled status, and then we're going to have a published status. I'm going to save that. And then our next field is going to be our caption. And that's just going to be, we'll make that this will be a long text here. I'm going to enrich that. I'm going to add the video URL, and I'll just make this a single line text here. The next is going to be metrical ID. So this is if you wanted to track when your videos are actually published by this tool. So we're going to be scheduling them out in advance. So they won't actually be published, but they'll be scheduled. So you could create a zap. I won't go into it on this video, but in the way that you can track the actual publication of it is by having this metrical ID in here. So I might do another video if you guys want to see that, but I'm going to go ahead and add it anyway in case we do that video. All right, so that's all this. I'm just going to keep this very simple. That's what we're going to be using for this video. Now what we want to do is we want to create our views. So I'm actually going to duplicate this view, and I'm going to call this auto post. This is where we actually schedule the actual post. They're going to go in here or send them to the actual tool. I'm going to make that a collaborative view, so it's all in one place here. We're going to add a filter here, so that filter is going to be status, and the status is going to be auto post. Then we're going to duplicate this, and we're going to call this one scheduled, and I'm going to again make that a collaborative view. And then we're going to change the status here to scheduled. And then I'm going to duplicate that again. And we're going to call this one published. Again, we're going to make that collaborative view. And I'm going to change the status one more time to published. Okay. Now what we want to do is we want to go to metrical, which is going to be the tool that we're going to use to actually schedule out our posts. I'm sure there's tons of other ones that do this. We like this one. I like the analytics, and it's really easy to use. So I'll drop a link in the description in case you want to check it out. But once we get into metrical, what we want to do is going to go to planning, and then we are going to set up an auto list. So I'm going to do this like I'm setting mine up from scratch. I'm going to click on auto list here, and then I'm just going to call this short form scheduling, and then I can select all the different sites I want to publish to. So I want to publish to Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn, TikTok, and YouTube. Once I have those selected, I want to come in here and configure those, because sometimes it'll try to post to something like a post, which is not what you want to do. You want to post to Reels. You want to post to Reels in Instagram. You want to, and I want to show the reel on the feed. So in YouTube, we want to post to Shorts. It is not for kids, and you should be fine with what TikTok has here. Now we're going to set our schedule here. So I'm going to do mine at, let's say 10:30 a.m. on, let's do Tuesday and Thursday. So that's going to be my posting schedule. So once you've got that set up, you can go click out of here and then come back to auto list and make sure it's still in there. So we've got our schedule set up. Now we want to start setting up our zaps. Okay, so this is how we're going to basically take the video from the Google Drive. We're going to send it to Airtable with the caption, with the video link, and then we're going to change the status in Airtable and publish it. And so we're going to need 2 zaps for that. Let's create our first one here. I'm just going to name this one step 1, create caption and add to Airtable. And I'll actually, if you want to join our community, I'll actually have these zaps inside our community where you can just grab them and they'll already be made for you. You just have to tweak it a little bit. So the first thing that we're going to be doing here is the trigger is going to be a Google Drive. So it's going to be Google Drive. So we're going to select Google Drive and then we're going to say new file and folder, and we're going to click continue, and we're going to choose our account. This should be my Gmail here. We're going to choose the drive. So I'm just going to say my drive here. And I have a folder set up for this. So let me find that folder real quick. Move my face over here. Coaching, business, marketing, content. Should be a short form video. So this one right here, I'm going to select this folder here. And I'm going to click continue. And then what we're going to do here is I'm going to add a video to this folder. So let me go grab one here. And let me find one. So this short form right here, I've already got it in there, but we'll pull it anyway. So I'm going to click open and I'm going to keep both files. Once that uploads, then we can test the trigger. Okay, cool. So now we've got our video in here. Let's test the trigger. Okay, so let's make sure this is the right one. Where's the name? Okay, so this is 2. So let's actually just see if we can find the new one. So, okay, so this is the new one that just got dropped in there. So let's select that one. I'm going to click continue. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to use a tool called Cloud Convert, because what we're trying to do is now transcribe the video. And sometimes when you're trying to transcribe the video's file is too big. And so ChatGPT will time out when it's too big. So to make it a smaller file, we're going to convert it into a audio file. So I'm going to click on convert a file. So this is Cloud Convert. We're converting file. I have a account set up there. And then for the action, we're going to choose the file. So this is going to be the file. It says exists but not shown. So we're going to select that. And then we're going to output format. We're going to do MP3. That should be all we need. I'm going to click continue. And then we're going to test that step. And it should just create our MP3 for us. All right, so now we have our MP3 created. Now we're going to take that and we're going to turn it into a transcription. So to do that, we're going to use OpenAI. The event is going to be create transcription. And then I'm going to click continue, and then you would set up your account. I'm not going to go through that. And then we got to grab our file. So that's going to come from the convert a file from in Cloud Convert. And so let's try to find our file. I believe it's this one here. And then the prompt is going to be please transcribe the following audio. And let's click continue. And let's test that step. All right, so now we have our audio or our transcription here. Now what we're going to do is we're going to get ChatGPT, take that description, and then turn it into a caption. So that what we're going to do is have a conversation, and then we're going to click continue, and we can choose our account here, continue again, and then the user message, that's going to be the message from us to the actual GPT. So I'm going to say, please transcribe, please rewrite this transcription into a social media post. Keep all the original content from the transcription, but separate each sentence by a line and with a line. Please correct any misspellings or grammar. Now let's see, let me put the transcription in there. I'll pop that in there. That's coming from the transcription here. And we're going to use GPT 3.5 should be fine. And everything else looks good. I'm going to click continue. We're going to test the step. Let's look at okay, so this was the rewrite here. It changed it a little bit, but I'm fine with that. You can kind of tweak the prompt to get it the way you want it. Now we're going to send that back into Airtable. So I'm going to choose Airtable as my last step here. And then I'm going to choose the event is going to be create a record, because this is going to be the first time we have the record. in there. I've got to find this. Let me connect it for the first time. You can kind of see how this works. So this is going to be the pop-up over here. Let me grab that. And I'm going to click add base here, and I'm going to find the base that I'm going to be adding in here, and it is this APC content marketing one. I'm going to click grant access, and now we've added our account here, and I'm going to choose my base. It's going to be the APC content marketing. And we just created this table. So let me find this table, short form marketing. And then we are going to add our information here. So the video title, I'm going to just grab that as this title here. We can change it inside of Airtable. Status is going to be, let me grab that from Airtable. So I'm going to click into Airtable. I'm going to click the edit field under status. And then I'm going to copy this video inbox because I want it to be exactly the way it is in the status field. I'm going to head back to my Airtable. I'm going to paste this in. And then our caption, we're going to pull from the conversation with ChatGPT. So I'm going to scroll down and it is the reply here. And then the video URL, that's going to come from our Google Drive. So it's going to be this alternate link here. We don't have anything for metrical yet, so let's continue. Let's take a look at our Airtable here. We've got nothing in here. I'm going to go to all fields and data. And then once I test this, it should push that information in there. So now we've got our video in there. I'm going to call this Facebook outbound versus inbound. That's going to be our title. We are going to take this video, so we can now go ahead and publish this. Okay, so basically what this has done is when our editor or ourselves drops the video into this Google Drive, it's going to basically create a caption for it, and then it's going to send it to Airtable. Now it's in Airtable. Now what we want to do is we want to set up another Zap that when we change the status in Airtable, it sends it to auto post via metrical. So I'm going to click the create button here and create Zap. Or let me create the button, create the Zap. The first thing that we're going to do is we are going to use Airtable as the trigger, and then the event is going to be new or updated record. I'm going to click continue. We're going to choose our account. I believe it should be this one here that we just added. Click continue, and we're going to choose our base, APC content marketing. We're going to scroll down to the table, which is our short form marketing here. Okay, so one thing that we have to do here is we got to add one more field in our table, and I'm going to click this button here. And this is going to be a last modified time. And then I'm going to say status last updated. Okay, that's going to be the name of the field. And this is how we're going to use the timestamp and for the Zap. And so I'm going to connect this to our status here, and I'm going to click use selected fields. So I'm making that specific field associated with the status. I'm going to create the field. And so now we have our timestamp field that we can use. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to click into here again, and then I'm going to click refresh results, and we should see that pop in. Okay. Now I'm going to limit this to our view of auto post. So when it goes into auto post, the view that we've created over here by adding the filter of status auto post, that is going to be the trigger. Okay, so I'm going to click continue, and then what we can do is we can head back over to our table here, and I'm just going to simply change the status from video inbox to auto post, and it should go into this view here. Now I'm going to test the trigger, and it should be in there. Let's try it one more time. Sometimes it takes a second. Okay, so now we have our video ready to go. Now what we're going to do is we're going to choose metrical, and now the event is going to be add post to auto list, which we created earlier. I'm going to hit continue. I'm going to choose my account, and then the action, we're going to choose our brand that's already been set up. We're going to choose our auto list that we just set up, the short form scheduling. The post content is going to be your, it's going to be your title, and then I'm going to hit enter. I'm going to put a space in there, and then we're going to add our caption. So that's going to be the description or the post content, and then the media is going to be our video. So I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to grab the video URL here. I'm going to click continue, and now I'm going to test this step. So check this out. It's pretty sweet. So once that's done, we'll head over to Metrical and make sure that it actually scheduled it. All right, so now it says auto list post was sent to Metrical about 1 second ago. So now let's check out auto list in Metrical. So I'm going to click on short form scheduling. It has published. We do have an error here, so let's check out what that is. And I believe it's the file's too big, so I'm not too worried about this. But now this thing is scheduled to go out to Facebook, scheduled to go out to TikTok, LinkedIn, and YouTube, and we did it by simply changing a status. So now what we want to do is we want to add one more last step, and we want to update the Airtable record. So I'm going to Click Airtable as my action. I'm going to click Event, Create or Update Record, and then I'm going to click Continue. Continue again, so it should be using the same base here. The base is APC Content Marketing. The table is going to be our short form marketing again. And then the lookup field is just going to be, I'll do the video title. And then we've got our add our video title here. So I'm going to grab that from this first step here. We'll select video title. And then the status, we want to make that's the only thing that we really want to change here. Actually, there's a couple of things. So let me go to click on edit status, and I want to just grab it exactly like it is. So scheduled, and then I'll head back to my Zap and I'll paste that in. So we're just changing the status here, but I also want to have this metrical ID in here in case I need it later. So I'm going to pull in the ID from the metrical step. So this is going to be our new auto list post ID. I'm going to select that. And now when I hit continue, this post should go from auto post to scheduled. So let's check that out. So I'm going to click continue and I'm going to test the step. Okay, so let's head over. So now it's in the scheduled inbox, and there you go. Basically now all we've done is once you have an edited video in the Google Drive folder, it's going to automatically create a record in the auto post stage or view of our Airtable. And then we just simply change the status and it's going to publish it across all of those social media channels instantly. If you'd like to get access to the Zaps that we created today, then join our school community. I'll drop a link in the description so you can check that out. Also, be sure to like and subscribe, and we'll see you in the next video.